Like, what was special about playing Batman in this role?
You said it.
Playing Batman.
Playing Batman.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the lineage and the legacy that this character alone has had. It's 75 years now of Batman history and all the different different iterations from Adam West to Michael Keaton to Val Kilmer and George Clooney. We'll kind of skip over those. But then like even Nolan. I mean, and then of course my favorite Kevin Conroy. Rushing home every day after school to watch Batman the animated series.
Yeah.
I don't think there's ever been a character. It's like our King Lear. This is like a character that has been in so many different forms of medium, and every time you get to see a different version of that character, but it still remains true to the quintessence of who that character is. That's huge in any kind of medium, not just animation or comic books or whatever, but just in literature and entertainment period. I don't think you can find this parallel. So for me, in some way, to kind of join those ranks, to get that badge on my arm, that's a win.
That's awesome. Yeah, totally. So, do you feel like, as opposed to doing like live action, do you feel like you have like more freedom doing voice acting?
A little bit, I mean, I certainly wouldn't. I look at Ben Affleck right now, who's clearly a talented actor, and has done a few things. But to fall under the scrutiny of who are you going to? Are you going to be more like Christian Bale? Or are you going to be more like this? I like some of the anonymity that this brings. I like that I get to be the fun Batman. I get to be broody at worst, but really I'm kind of like the Dean Martin that's just like surrounded by a bunch of Jerry Lewises that are running around. Everyone else is funny, and I just have to kind of be the center point and just be like grumpy the entire time.
Yeah, right.
So I mean, I'm thankful to Lego and all, especially the writers and Warner Brothers for giving me some license to kind of create a new version of Batman. But he is Batman. He doesn't think he's the Lego version of Batman. I am Batman. So we've had a lot of fun with that. But I don't think I'd want to play any other version of Batman besides Lego. I'm happy with that.
So you wouldn't want to be in the Batman suit?
Oh yeah, but I mean, as long as it was the one that like Keaton had, that like, look at my chiseled abs. Look what production has done for me. Maybe 10 years younger and like completely fit. But I don't know. I mean, I'm a huge comic book nerd, and so I can appreciate any time that you get to step into, whether it be an animated or a practical version of that cape and cowl. That's just a good solid day.
That's awesome. Did you play with Legos as a child?
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's one thing that I think is brilliant, is that you've got a company that understands that this is something you can have fun with, but it's also, I think it's kind of necessary for development. Not to be too highbrow about it, but I sat over Christmas break with my nephew, my 5-year-old nephew now, and we spent about 2 hours putting together the Batcave. And he didn't care at all that I was Batman either. I kept trying to do the voice. He's like, stop, just put this. And it was amazing to me. I mean, like, they're infinitely more complicated than they were when I was a kid. Because before it was just like snap, you're done.
Yeah.
This is like, there's moving parts, there's gears, there's like mechanisms to it now. But to see like a 5-year-old be completely entranced in this, and then also be able to put them together so quickly, that's like developing some things. So synapses are firing like crazy. So not only to take it from just like the actual tangible elements of that Lego, but also what the Lego universe from an animated standpoint has done is great. To be able to look at these DC stories like Batman or Superman or whatever, which are typically kind of some more adult-oriented, maybe darker themes, to be able to couch it in this kind of presentation and go, Batman hates Superman, and it'd be funny, is to me a pretty good credit to what they're doing and what Lego means.
The Batcave and all that, was that one of your favorite Legos to play with?
Oh, well, I mean, I didn't have the cool stuff like that. Like, they hadn't gotten hip to licensing all these different properties before. It's like, here's an astronaut, here's a space shuttle that's like 52 pieces, and now they're like 1,000 pieces. So I mean, like, my things were typically like the race car was one of my favorite guys. We got a construction set. It was just cool to build something and to start off in this massive pile of nothingness and potential, and then actually create something that you could like, don't ever touch this. This is staying intact for the rest of my life.
Yeah, it's kind of like Will Ferrell in the end of the Lego movie when he said
absolutely. To be able to discover the kid that you are even as an adult, yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome.